Can you imagine living in a place where hunger is part of everyday life? Where half the children are malnourished and many families go through the entire day without anything to eat? Burundi, the poorest and most unhappy country in the world, faces this harsh reality every day. But what really makes this country one of the most challenged nations on the planet? Today we're going to take a deep dive into the reasons behind this situation. From its mountainous geography to the historical conflicts that have shaped its path. If you enjoy exploring world curiosities and understanding the most complex global scenarios, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep up with our videos. Now get ready for a journey through Burundi, a country that fights for survival every single day. 1. Burundi's location and geography. Burundi is located in the heart of East Africa, landlocked, which already poses a significant economic challenge. It borders Rwanda to the north, Tanzania to the south and east, and the Democratic Republic of Congo to the west. Moreover, Lake Tanganyika marks the western boundary of the country, being one of Burundi's greatest natural wonders. Covering just 27,000 square kilometers, Burundi is smaller than many European countries, like Belgium. Yet, with a population of over 11 million people, it's one of the most densely populated nations in Africa, which worsens its economic and social problems. 2. Mountains and climate. Burundi's landscape is split between mountains in the center and valleys surrounding Lake Tanganyika. The Mugamba Mountains, located at the country's center, are known for their green scenery and pleasant temperatures, averaging around 20 degrees Celsius. In the lower areas, the heat is more intense, but still bearable for its inhabitants. Although it's near the equator, Burundi has a relatively balanced climate, which makes agriculture one of the main economic activities, though the lack of infrastructure severely limits the sector's development. 3. Lake Tanganyika, a natural gem. Lake Tanganyika, which spans Burundi and 3 other African countries, is the second largest freshwater lake in the world by volume, and the second deepest, only surpassed by Lake Baikal in Russia. Besides its impressive depth, the lake hosts a spectacular biodiversity, with over 250 species of fish that are found nowhere else on Earth. Many of them are known for their vibrant colors, attracting researchers and aquatic life enthusiasts from all over the globe. However, despite being a natural wonder, the lake remains underutilized by the local government, which could potentially boost development through tourism and sustainable fishing. The lack of investment in this area is just one of the many reflections of the challenges Burundi faces. 4. The Legend of Gustav, the man-eating crocodile. Speaking of Lake Tanganyika, there's a famous resident who draws a lot of attention. Gustav, the largest known crocodile in the region. Measuring over 9 meters long and weighing more than a ton, he's responsible for a chilling legend. Gustav is said to have devoured over 300 people over the years, earning the reputation of being one of Africa's most dangerous animals. Several attempts have been made to capture him, but he always managed to escape. It's even said that he survived bullet wounds thanks to his thick, tough skin. The last confirmed sighting of Gustav was in 2015, and since then, his whereabouts remain a mystery. Could he still be lurking in the depths of Tanganyika, waiting for his next victim? 5. A history marked by conflict. But beyond geography and legends, it's impossible to talk about Burundi without mentioning its history of conflict. Unlike many African countries, its borders were not drawn by European colonizers, but by the local monarchy. For centuries, the Tutsi, Hutu, and Twa ethnic groups coexisted in the territory, each with their own traditions and cultures. However, this balance was shattered in the late 19th century with the arrival of European colonizers. First, the Germans took control of the region, and after World War I, Belgium took over. The Belgians intensified the ethnic divide, favoring the Tutsis for positions of power, while the majority Hutus were marginalized. This division became a ticking time bomb that exploded in 1993 when the first democratically elected president, a Hutu, was assassinated. The country plunged into a bloody civil war that lasted over a decade, leaving more than 300,000 dead and millions displaced. 6. Burundi's economy, the fight against extreme poverty. Today, Burundi holds the title of the world's poorest country, with the lowest GDP per capita. Most of the population lives on less than $1 a day. About 70% of Burundians are malnourished, and life expectancy is just around 50 years. What leads to such extreme poverty? One of the main reasons is the dependency on subsistence farming. While agriculture accounts for 40% of the country's GDP, it is highly inefficient, with poor infrastructure and almost no technological support. Additionally, endemic corruption and a heavy reliance on foreign aid for essential areas like healthcare and education make progress nearly impossible. 7. The tradition of drumming, a sound steeped in history. Despite the challenges, Burundi's culture remains strong and vibrant. One of the country's most powerful symbols is the traditional drumming, used in religious ceremonies and important events. These drums, made from tree trunks and covered with animal skins, carry a deep symbolism of power and tradition. Only men from certain family lines were allowed to play the drums, reinforcing their sacred nature. In 2014, UNESCO recognized this tradition as intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And even as times change, the drums still echo throughout Burundi, reminding everyone of their history and resilience. 8. Hunting and the disappearance of species. Burundi's once rich wildlife also suffers from the effects of poverty. Subsistence hunting is common, as agriculture often fails to feed the population. This puts several species at risk of extinction, especially in areas where forests have been replaced by farmland. Elephants, rhinos, and other large animals are also hunted illegally for their tusks and horns, which are sold on the black market. 9. The source of the Nile, a fascinating curiosity. Another fascinating aspect of Burundi is the local belief that the Nile River, the longest river in the world, begins in their land. While many consider Lake Victoria in Uganda as the starting point of the White Nile, Burundians believe the true source lies in Mount Kizi, in southern Burundi. A small spring emerges there, forming the Ruviranza River, which later joins the Kagera River and flows into Lake Victoria. This local theory draws curious tourists to the famous source of the Nile, a key tourist spot for the country. 10. Banana beer, tradition and local flavor. Lastly, we couldn't end without mentioning one of Burundi's most curious drinks: banana beer. That's right, bananas, one of the most cultivated foods in the country, are also used to make an alcoholic beverage. The fermentation process begins with ripe bananas, which are mashed and mixed with water. After a few days, the liquid turns into a sweet, slightly alcoholic drink, enjoyed during various celebrations and social gatherings. Although it's a small country, Burundi faces gigantic challenges. Poverty, historical conflicts, and the lack of infrastructure make life extremely difficult for its people. Yet, the rich culture and resilience of the Burundian people are proof that, even under the harshest conditions, hope always survives. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep exploring more world curiosities. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if this video helped you better understand this reality, and comment below on what surprised you most about Burundi. Your support is essential for us to continue exploring the world together. See you next time.